Today I want to talk a little bit about time management. And I've been reading this book that I'm going through and level up with my book club, and it talks a lot about time management. And I heard somebody else talking about time management here recently. The truth about time management is this. You cannot manage time. It's impossible. Like, time is just, it is what it is. It keeps going. You can't stop time. You can't speed it up. You can't slow it down. There's nothing you can do about time. Time just goes. Nothing you can do. It's just it just is what it is. The only thing that you can do with time, the only thing you can control about time, is what you do in the time that you have. So the days, the weeks, the months, the years, the decades, the centuries, the millenniums, those are all going to pass, whether you do anything about it or not. They're going to pass no matter what. Doesn't matter what you do, what you say, anything. Time is going to pass. It is what it is. The only thing that will change is where you end up after the passing of that time. Where you end up at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year. That is the only thing that you have any say over the outcome, where you end up, how your life looks at the end of that time. You can't manage time. You can only manage what you do within that time. So instead of time management, it becomes self-management, which requires discipline. So again, I'm going through this book called Eat That Frog. It's by Brian Tracy. And one of the quotes in here says, concentration in its truest, unadulterated form is the ability to focus the mind on a single solitary thing. And there's a couple of things that I want to bring out to you in here. He talks about really focusing on what I need to do. Like, what can I get done? What is the one thing that I need to do? He asks a couple of questions. What are my highest value activities? What can I, and only I, do that, if done well, makes a real difference? What is that thing? What is the thing that only I can do? And then the third question is, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? And he calls the task that we have to do, calls those your frogs. And what's the biggest frog that you have to eat right now? The premise of the book is, if you had to eat a frog every day, that's the first thing you want to do, is sit down and eat the frog so it's not hanging over your head. That frog being your most important task. So what's the most valuable use, or the biggest frog that I have to eat at this moment? Then later in that same chapter, this is chapter 8 that we're in, he talks about setting goals and really trying to figure out how to narrow down what those goals are that you need to be doing and focusing on each and every day, or what those frogs are for you to eat every day, every week, every month, every year. So it goes through a bunch of questions. And he says to do this, spend 30 seconds on each question, because the 30-second answer tends to be just as accurate as if you spend 30 minutes or 3 hours trying to answer this question. You know, it's the law of diminishing returns. So go through all of these, take 30 seconds per answer, and answer all of these things. What are your 3 most important business or career goals right now? And take 30 seconds to answer that. Pause this video. What are your 3 most important family or relationship goals right now? What are your 3 most important financial goals right now? What are your 3 most important health goals right now? What are your 3 most important personal and professional development goals right now? What are your 3 most important social and community goals right now? And what are your 3 biggest problems or concerns in life right now? Take 30 seconds and answer each one of those questions, pausing this video or podcast after each answer, or after each question, and take 30 seconds to answer that. When you force yourself to answer those questions, you'll actually be amazed by the answers, because it clarifies a lot of things for you. When you condense the time that you have to answer it, those are often the most honest answers. And it gives you a clearer picture of what you really want in life. So again, time management really is self-management. But to know what actions you need to take, you need to know where you're going and what you're trying to accomplish in life. Answer those questions about your goals. Do good work.